Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Fans and Jerseys. Today we're going to review the center midfielder depth chart.
That's right, folks. We've got the center defensive mids and the center attacking mids. Let's start with the center defensive mids. My depth chart goes Michael Bradley, Dax McCarty, Perry Kitchen, and then it's a tie between Kellen Acosta and Will Trapp. They'll just have to battle it out.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me it's pretty much the same thing. I have Michael Bradley followed by Dax. Then I have Kellen Acosta and then Perry Kitchen. I left Will Trapp off. He's just probably my fifth guy at this point.
Yeah, so Michael Bradley, he's finally a center defensive mid. He's sitting back between our center backs. He's distributing the ball. He's doing what we begged Klinsmann to make him do.
Yeah.
He's great there. He does it for Toronto. He wanted to do it for forever. If you ask him, he's a center defensive mid. Finally, we're going to play him at center defensive mid, and we've seen him do well there.
Yeah, this is what he does. He's able to split the defense going forward, allow the playmakers to make plays, which is really all you can ask of a center defensive mid. He's there for support, and he can distribute the ball.
Yeah, and when your center backs get forward, he can take their place. He knows where to be when somebody's out of position. He can lead your defense and make them overall a better unit.
Yeah, he's probably the smartest guy in the field the majority of the time. So why not put him right there?
Yeah, that's where you want your smartest guy to be. He's going to be able to lead the team. He's going to be able to help in the attack, help in the defense.
Yeah.
Really help everywhere besides, with the forwards.
Yeah.
And even then, he's got a great serving ball. He can send the ball into them and help them out too.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to split going from the defense to the attack. There's no in between, or there can be, but there doesn't have to be with him.
Right. If you're going to throw maybe a Jermaine Jones in there, there's going to be. But there doesn't have to be. You don't need to throw out a roamer.
Yeah.
He's going to be the guy that's going to get the ball to the right person at the right time.
Yeah. The next guy I have on my list is Dax. He's a great backup for Bradley. He just got traded to Chicago, so hopefully he'll be on the USMNT national team as much as he wants. Because I don't see Chicago going anywhere.
Yeah, Chicago, they're probably not going to be a good team this year. So we'd like to see a lot of Dax McCarty in every lineup that he can be in. Unless he has an injury, we want to see him called into every camp, into every game.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't get a start, maybe he gets half a game. But we want to see him there. We want to know how well he works with everybody around him. He's obviously a little bit of a different player than Michael Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
He's more of a defensive-minded guy, very physical, likes to develop a good rapport. Thanks so much for taking the time with us.
No problem. Good talking to you guys. Sorry for the delay.
Hey, no problem.
All right. Have a great night.
You too. Bye. Yeah, so Dax McCarty, we'd like to see if he's got a good rapport with the rest of the players around him. We know he's a very physical defender, and in the future games, maybe the Gold Cup, we'd like to see how well he works as somebody who directs everybody around the field, similar to a Michael Bradley role. You'd never like to see Michael Bradley go down with an injury, but if you do, I think we're pretty well set with Dax McCarty there.
Yeah. He's not the future, but he's a solid replacement right now.
Absolutely. Similar to a Nick Romano in goal, where you're okay with him being in there, and you're not going to be worried about the backup, but you know that he's not going to be there for forever.
Yeah. For the future, we have Kellen Acosta, Perry Kitchen, and Will Trapp.
Yeah, we just saw Kellen Acosta last week score a dirty goal from like 20 yards out. It was.
Yeah.
You'd like to see some more of that from him, but I don't really expect that. He's our center defense for the future. Kind of balanced with Perry Kitchen right now, playing over there in the Scottish Premiership. Either of those guys could take the lead at center defense, and you could even see both of them playing together in the future.
Yeah.
Perry Kitchen a little slower than Kellen Acosta, but also maybe a little smarter.
Yeah. I think a little more physical too at this point.
Absolutely.
Fair.
Yeah.
And then the last guy you have is Will Trapp.
Yep, I got Will Trapp up there playing for the Columbus Crew. Maybe not the best season last season. You'd like to see him take another step forward in order to compete. But those three guys, not a bad set of players to develop for the future.
Mm-hmm. I think Will Trapp is the guy that we were expecting to be number 3 here. But with the season he had last year, which wasn't so great, but he's still pretty young and he can still develop into that guy.
Yeah, and Perry Kitchen had a really good season. Rave reviews from Scotland, which is good. You always want to have more than one player that you're going to rely on.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes they might not take the steps in the increments that you want them to. It could be a huge leap followed by, maybe a step backwards. But 3 guys, that's what we want.
Yeah, 3 guys for the future.
Right, and 2 guys for right now.
Right.
It's a good group of players.
Yeah. So moving on to the attacking midfielders. My top 2 are the same as your top 2. We have Sasha Kleshtin and Benny Philhaber. They're like a 1A and 1B right now. And then my third guy, I have Dempsey. He's not really an attacking midfielder, but I couldn't put him in the forwards. And the only reason he's 3 is because Sasha Kleshtin and Benny Philhaber are attacking midfielders.
Yeah. We've seen Dempsey kind of play the number 10 role. Not particularly well. He's more of a roamer, but you could classify him as a center attack. I don't have him up there just because he's older. Coming back from the heart issue, I think he just got cleared a couple days ago. He needs to prove himself now. He's not in peak physical condition yet.
Yeah.
He could get there. And when he is there, he's always been an impact player for us.
Mm-hmm. I know we all want to see the same guy we had for the Copa, but we're not guaranteed that it's going to be the same guy we're going to see. So I know you left him off your roster completely just because of the health and the age. And I put him on here kind of just as a hopeful, I guess, the number 3 guy there. Hopefully he gets back to the same form he had last summer. Because he is a very good player.
Yeah, he's always got a nose for the goal and a nose to pass to other players when he needs to. So he's a smart player up there, always makes a good impact when he's on the right path.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see him back there. Really hope that he gets back to full health regardless.
Yeah, because he's such a creative player that, anywhere you can stick him on the field will be helpful.
He's always fun to watch too,
Yeah.
which, for us, that's great.
Yeah.
For my center attacking mids, Sasha Kleshtin and Benny Philhaber, I'd like to see them compete for that number 1 spot, see them work well with whoever's around them, and right now they're kind of interchangeable. Kleshtin had a great season last year for the men's national team, finally, once he was put in there, after seeing a long layoff. It'd be good to see Benny Philhaber do the same. Come step back in, show us why he should be the starter, and finally to have a group of players that can play off of each other, that can make each other better, and even make, your 3rd and 4th guys better. I've got Darlington Nagbe there. He's played at the same level for a couple of years now. We wanted to see him take a little bit more of a step forward. He's close. He's close. He's number 3. He could be an impact sub at any moment. It just sometimes he needs a little bit of time to get into the game, and that's not always good as an impact sub, and he's not a starter right now just because we have Kleshtin and Philhaber there. In a pinch, I don't mind starting him. He's got creativity, he's got the footwork, and he can always make guys miss, just he might fade against stronger competition. That's not a knock on him, he just hasn't played here for very long. The more he plays, the better he'll be.
Yeah.
My last guy, Emerson Heineman, he played 1 game for us last year. I'd like to see him play more than 1 game this year, especially in the Gold Cup. I want to see him get minutes. He's younger. We need to see him develop in the men's national team uniform and be the future. Kleshtin, Philhaber, they can be now until the next World Cup, but probably not much longer than that.
No, I don't see them lasting too much longer after that. And for all the time that we had in between the last 2 World Cups, is where is the attacking midfielder? question and Philhopper are those two guys right now.
Yeah.
They were just left off of every single roster for no reason. Was there a
It's
reason?
because Michael Bradley was our attacking mid, remember?
That's right.
I mean, yeah, boneheaded move by Klinsmann leaving these guys off. They're creative, they're smart, they make plays. You saw the heel flick from Fellhaber to put, I think it was Morris on goal when he came in. They're creative and they know what they're doing, and just because they're MLS guys doesn't mean they should have been left off when Klinsmann was there. It wasn't right, it was a snub.
Yeah. It was a big time snub.
Yeah, it was one of the reasons that he was fired.
Yeah.
I don't have Nagby on my list here. I see him more as a wing right now. He's very creative. He has a ton of energy, and he can beat guys on the dribble so easily. I just see him running up and down the flank. Him on one side, Pulisic on the other. You like him at center mid.
Yeah, you could always make the argument that he should be placed on the wing. He plays better in the midfield for Portland. I think he has more experience there. But who knows? With time, he could be an even better wing. You just need to find where to play him there as often as you can.
Yeah.
And when he develops into the player that you want him to be, leave him there. Klinsmann.
Yeah, I think Bruce Arena is a smart enough coach, especially with his tactics and how he can handle players, that once he figures out what Nagby can do, they'll put him in the right spot.
Yeah, I don't see him tinkering around a lot once you get into season. Yeah, you might move guys back and forth during, Camp Cupcake or January camp or in an off-season regimen. Not now.
Yeah.
We're moving into World Cup qualifiers. We're moving into the Gold Cup. You need to solidify your lineup. You need to move forward with that lineup and make tweaks, not major changes. You can't see your whole back line, or you can't see, all those changes that Klinsmann was making. You can't make those anymore. It's not the time for that.
We're in a pretty dire position right now where we need to win, and we need to see consistency.
Absolutely. That's our center depth chart. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Tweet at us. We'll respond to you. We'll argue with you. Maybe you're even right. Maybe we're wrong. You could make it. No, probably not. Definitely not.
Yeah, probably.
You're probably wrong if you think we're wrong. But let us know, and please watch us on the next one.
See you later.
Bye. You're in it to win it. It was wiggly as fuck.